crawl into the crawl space, and we can see, oh, that's this location. This is the exhaust port for the Atmox system. The Atmox system is a series of fans, as we first talked about earlier in the video. Controlled ventilation, which is a network, interior, exterior fan locations. And what this system does is it regulates the moisture by a factor of dew point. And instead of running an expensive dehumidifier 24/7 on this account, this controlled ventilation system is a great alternative to a full encapsulation protocol. And I'm going to sneak past the electrician here real quick and get a more view of the crawl space. We also did a full mold remediation on this crawl space, and that was one of the primary reasons we were hired. As you can see, we are running all new ductwork from the trunk line to the boots, and often ductwork gets overlooked. Companies will just stumble over the old ductwork and try to do a mold remediation with it in place. You can see here this is 2x6 construction on a pier, as traditional stick-built girder, pier and girder type of construction, pier and curtain wall. And as you can see, insulation's been removed, and the product that we use not only destroys the mold, but also removes the soil load, which is a huge advantage against more traditional forms such as dry ice blasting or soda blasting, which can dimple and damage the wood. This process is very therapeutic and is not going to damage the wood. Also, we do meet NORME and IICRC standards with our mold remediation protocols. We have a third-party mold hygienist that will come behind us and clear this work to do random testing to make sure that we got it all. Since you're not required to have a license for mold in the Carolinas, many companies will self-clear, and I don't know about you, but I don't want, that's kind of like letting the fox count the chickens in the hen house. We want that to be a third party, not involved with the project, that clears our work. So we often work with licensed mold and air quality specialists as well as structural engineers to clear all of our work. Crawling deeper into, you can see the liner is installed. We just put a contractor class vapor barrier on this installation. No fiber reinforcement, as that tends to off-gas odor. This is what we call a dead corner fan. Dead corner fans are a way to move stale air from one point in the crawl space to the other. Now remember, there's no ductwork here. We haven't reducted yet, so this is pretty open right now. But once you reduct the crawl space, you have what's called dead pockets. And without the assistance of these dead corner fans, and we'll have 5 of them in here, you tend to have a buildup of stale air in these dead pockets around ductwork. And you can see over here, they've already installed some of the ductwork. On the far side, modern flex ducting is what we're going to put back here. And there's another dead corner fan. So this is going to stay a vented crawl space under the auspices of vented code, and we're gonna see if the wood moisture sensor, which is installed over that way, the wood moisture sensor is such a critical component to tell us exactly what the wood is. Most of your encapsulation companies just calibrate off relative humidity. That doesn't tell you what the wood moisture is. We want the wood moisture to be between 10 and 14% in the ideal range, as close to that as possible. So the Atmox system is designed to keep the cold air, hot air, moist air, or dry air out by a factor of dew point, and it does it with that 3-tier sensor package. So relative humidity is not the only criteria you want to look for in calibrating a crawl space. So we use this program a lot because you have 3 pieces of data going to the control, the A box upstairs, which is constantly calculating dew point. If the air is drier outside than it is out inside the crawl space, then it'll use that air. And it's all calibrated by a factor of dew point. So if it's too hot, too cold, too humid, it knows that and it won't run the outside fans. However, these dead corner fans are running a separate setting to run aggressively, so we're always going to be stirring air in here. And just stirring the air helps to keep condensation problems at bay. So a very complicated software advantage with running a system like this, and it's not commonly known in the market. So, but again, for 15 years, I've really been I've been installing these, and they're excellent at helping to control crawl space moisture and do it in a way that retains not only the healthy air going into the structure, but it maintains the natural stacking effect of the home. What customers need to realize is when they encapsulate a crawl space that's under a separate section of the building code, you're changing the dynamics of how that crawl space was built or designed. And you want to maintain that stacking effect. You don't want positive pressure, you don't want negative pressure. This system runs on even or neutral pressure so that we're very gently bringing in fresh air and exhausting the stale air by that factor of dew point. So as you can see, when we finish this job up, naturally the ductwork will be completed, but I'm not sure if our clearance test has been done yet, but that'll be done as well before we re-insulate. But this was a good point to come because it's a good visibility. But certainly when you're working with contractors to do mold, a lot of times the ductwork should be moved. You should always have testing done, third-party testing. If there's mold inside the ductwork, you cannot get mold out. You cannot get mold out of the ductwork. If it gets in the ductwork or the plenum, or you've got that old ductboard insulation, like it was in this particular case, you got to remove that stuff. Got to disinfect the boots. And so it's really important that ductwork gets removed, even though if it adds expense to the job. Some of the jobs you don't have to. But if you have older ductwork, it's pointless to do this type of work unless you address the mold that could be inside the ductwork. So, and that can be confirmed by third-party testing. So if you have any questions about foundation drainage or sump pumps, drain tiles, crawl space, vent wells or door wells that like we're installing in this account, liners, mold remediation, meeting NORMI or IICRC standards, third-party mold and air quality specialists. Those are things that you can call us to get information about. We have a very good network of professionals that we use every single week to make sure we have a happy ending on these projects. So don't always believe the glossy brochure or Skippy, the commission-based sales rep. You want to contact a real professional, you can contact me at the bottom of your screen. There's an address for my email and phone number. And that phone number is 704-787-6972, or you can visit specialtyfoundationrepair.com and be happy to have a phone consultation or set an appointment to come to your house. But I'm a 30-year veteran in the industry, independent, and that's how I intend to finish out my career. And you know that you're getting a professional that is properly trained and with years of experience, which is really important these days. So if you have any questions, please call us at that number, 704-787-6972, and we'll talk about hybrid systems, encapsulations, controlled ventilation systems, or some of these other features that you see here. Again, this is Michael Mastering. We appreciate you joining us today in Charlotte and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you very much. Have a great day.